Welcome to the JD Remedy. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the JD Remedy. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode. My God, there is a lot going on, especially here in Perth, Western Australia. We are still in our 5-day lockdown. Obviously, there's been a lot of stuff going on with the fires. It is pretty scary. I'm not 100% sure on when they started. I'm pretty sure they started either Sunday night or Monday night, but it is Thursday when I'm recording this, and they are still burning and they are not controlled and they're not contained. We've lost, I think, 71 homes. No one has lost their life yet, and yeah, it's very upsetting, especially because we've got severe winds happening in the hills at the moment from the cyclone up north. So yeah, pretty scary times because the wind keeps changing the direction of the fires. Yeah, it's pretty upsetting. Just wanted to send my love and well wishes to anyone that's affected in the fires or has friends or family that are affected. There's been a great sense of community and kind of banding together feeling on social media with all of kind of like the Facebook pages. Yeah, a lot of people, obviously, if you see anyone mark themselves as safe, head to that page and you can either request items like food or clothing, or you can actually donate and say what you're offering people. You can offer your time, you can offer food, resources, clothing, whatever it is. A lot of people are even offering up their homes, people to stay, obviously, who have lost their houses or can't go back to the evacuated emergency areas at the moment. But definitely a serious matter at the moment and very concerning. But the fireys in Perth have done an incredible job to the best of their ability to try and get a control and contain this fire. Apparently the fire front is 125 kilometers long, which is just insane. But yeah, very concerning and serious times. So I'm hoping everybody is safe and there are plenty of places to reach out. I'll put some resources in the description of this episode if you want to know how you can help people. Yeah, just sending out my love, and keep an eye on your loved ones and friends and family, and don't forget about the animals. That breaks my heart as well. I donated to a wildlife sanctuary last night because it was too late for them to evacuate. So they were trying to raise money to purchase equipment to kind of pretty much fire prevent their house, if that makes sense. So there's small things like that you can do for people in a state of an emergency, but just keep an eye out. She'll be all over Facebook and online. So yeah, sending my love. All right, guys. So let's get into this week's recs. I want to give you a self-care rec. Now, being that I've been in lockdown this week, this is something I've done differently, but has actually really helped me the last few days. In the mid-morning, normally after my work call, I'll do a 10-minute yoga routine just on YouTube and in my lounge room. I also do a walk around my block with our masks, obviously, and then stretch every couple of hours. I'll just get up off the couch where I'm working and stretch my hips, stretch my back, my shoulders, and everything. Normally when I'm at work in the office, I set an alarm on my phone to go off every 90 minutes, and I walk around the block just because my hips get really sore and my lower back from sitting down all day. So to constantly move, normally obviously I train every day in the gym as well, so my body is feeling it, not having the weights and the resources to train as heavy as I normally do. But I find that having that little bit of stretch and the breathing in the morning with the yoga and getting outside in fresh air, masks obviously, just getting outside in nature and walking around with my partner, it's something I don't normally do. So kind of a blessing in disguise, I suppose, to stay at home and still have the opportunity to try different self-care routines. So even if you're not in lockdown, highly recommend. It's just 10 minutes out of your morning. Look it up on YouTube. I do the beginners ones because I am not a yogi at all. So find something that works for you. And I just find like the slow, relaxing morning, taking a few breaths and stretching really helps my body, especially because I'm sitting on the couch all day and I have a shit couch and it's very uncomfortable. So that's really, really helped me. So I just wanted to give you guys that self-care rec. Take it or leave it. Let me know how you go. My entertainment rec comes with a little story, something I know a lot of this podcast so far has been, this episode so far has kind of been a little bit downy, but I just need to talk about it because it's super important to the entertainment rec. So obviously there's a lot of shit going around on I cannot talk today. There's a lot of shit going around on TikTok at the moment about this stupid fucking trend where people are tying their headphones or a mask, like the quarantine masks, around their waist, and if it doesn't wrap around or doesn't fit, then the implication, like they're implying that you're not skinny enough, and it's absolutely disgusting. I actually haven't seen it on my news feed yet. One of the girls that I follow is being interviewed by TikTok and she actually brought it up, and I thought it was absolutely fucking disgusting and ridiculous. I've mentioned in a couple of my previous episodes, I actually thought like I actually thought that the body positivity, wow, guys, honestly, I'm going to end this episode here because my brain has left the building. The body positivity movement online, I thought was heading in a really good direction. I still think it is, but it's shit like this that surfaces and just tears people down, especially with so many young people on TikTok, especially TikTok. Like there's so many young, influential, molding minds that would see that, and if they can't fit something around their waist, imagine that self-worth feeling in that moment. And it's absolutely fucking disgusting. And if you see it on TikTok, those people promoting that trend should be banned. They should be reported. Honestly, my mindset in a way is that's some type of bullying. Like, are you insinuating that if you can't fit a fucking face mask that's meant to go around your mouth, around your waist, that you're not good enough? Even one of the videos that I saw, there was a guy choosing between two girls. Literally, he had two girls on the video, and one could fit a mask around her waist and the other couldn't, and he pushed the girl that couldn't fit it, pushed her away, and held hands with the girl that had a small waist and walked off with her. And I was like, what kind of fucking message is that sending? Like, what is the point? My God, what is the point of that? I'm getting so mad. And it's shit like this. We're working so hard to reach a positive love yourself message and self-worth message, especially for the younger generation that is flooded on social media at the moment. And there's stupid people like this. And if you try the challenge or you do edit or whatever the fuck you're doing to promote that kind of behavior, then you're disgusting as well. It's like, it's absolutely, I'm going to stop because I'm getting mad. But the reason I told that frustrating story isn't so that you can hopefully you don't stumble across it, but it's just awareness that that kind of shit shouldn't be tolerated. And instead of having the mindset of duetting it and trying it and putting it around your waist, the mindset should be just report that person or unfollow, or because if we leave comments, if we like it, if we share it, all that kind of stuff, it just draws more attention. And I heard or read that apparently people were trying to commit suicide because of it, because of their self-worth concerns, and it really can just go in a bad place very quickly. So my point is not to draw attention to the videos themselves, but just to have awareness that that kind of stuff is not okay. And my entertainment rec for you guys is to follow two specific people on Instagram that I've actually followed for a very long time. And the point I'm trying to make is you are in complete control of what shows up on your timeline. Like, if you know what the algorithm is, especially with TikTok, it works very, very quickly. If the more positive stuff you like and comment and interact with, the more that platform will feed to you. And there's a reason that I haven't seen the videos on TikTok myself. I only saw them through the girl that I follow. It's because you should choose what you do and don't see on social media. And for a better understanding and more detail of what I'm talking about, I did an episode called Is Social Media a Lie? And I highly, highly recommend listening to it. It's all about how to navigate through social media. If you're a little bit concerned with your self-worth or confidence or anything like that, definitely check it out on this podcast. But 2 people I want to recommend to you. One of them I've been following for a little over a year. She is the one that's being interviewed by TikTok, and I saw the video. So if you jump on it, it is Dana Mercer. I'm actually going to put all of their links in the description, and I'll do a post on Instagram so you guys can have a look at their pages. But that's the first one. She does a lot of body confidence stuff and self-worth stuff, and highly recommend following her. The other one is Clara and Herself, and the third one is Georgie Swallow. So 3 people that you can follow. Highly recommend. She is also body positivity and self-love. So obviously a lot of that kind of stuff I want pushed to you guys because it's so important. And I'm assuming once you follow them, Instagram will suggest similar accounts, and I just highly recommend it. Like if you do a detox on social media, again, I'm not going to get too much into it, but if you do a detox on social media for the shit that you're following that is creating that negative mindset for you, just do a detox and refollow the type of accounts that are going to lift you up rather than putting you down and telling you that you should be able to fit a fucking face mask around your waist. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. Okay, didn't want to get too much off topic there, guys, but today's episode, it is my birthday next month, so the beginning of March, and there's that feeling when you're coming to your late 20s of, you know, that unsettling feeling, that a little bit of anxiety, and that still kind of lost feeling, I think. But I think as you get to your late 20s, it's not so much a what am I doing with my life feeling in the sense of like direction. To me personally, it's more of a comparison of this feeling of, am I in the right place? Am I doing the right things for my age, etc., etc. So I think there's like that distinct difference between early 20s and late 20s. It's obviously still that lost feeling, but I think around different areas and different topics, at least for me anyway. But what I want to talk about is how ridiculous it is and a couple of reasons why. So my thoughts are, how are we supposed to feel? What are we supposed to be doing? Who with and where? There's no rules around what you should be doing at a certain age, and there's a reason that everybody has a different life experience and different personalities and different exposure and opportunities, etc., etc. You know, I think that we are all in charge of our own life journey and experiences, and depending on how much you put yourself out there or what you want in life will depend on what you're exposed to and what your experiences are. I wanted to kind of slow myself down when I have these thoughts, and trust me, it's probably the biggest, I don't want to say concern, but biggest thing that's on my mind lately, especially leading up to my birthday next month. I've always been someone that, I hate to say this, but I almost feel like I'm running out of time sometimes, and I know people like in their 40s and 50s will like slap me in the face if they heard me say that because I'm in my 20s. But I want to share this with you guys because I want someone who goes through the same things or the same thoughts to go, oh yes, right? Like I totally understand. I totally get it. So, you know, we're all going to have those quarter life crises and midlife crises. That it's all going to come. But I'm only in my first quarter crisis. Okay, so let me live it. The point is, I keep having these thoughts, and I have to keep slowing myself down and reminding myself that it's not a race, it's a journey, it's a life experience. And I wanted to reflect on some of the stuff I've done for myself, and I encourage you guys to do the same. So whether you guys want to do this monthly, whether you do like an end of year review or financial year review, or whenever you decide to do it that's good for your soul and good for your mind, I think is super important just to do it regularly, right? And to stick to it and to reflect on what you achieved that year or how often you did it should be kind of in all areas of your life. So health and wellness, love, finances, career, and then just what your goals in general are, I suppose. Like, that's what I can think of off the top of my head. And giving yourself credit and giving yourself props for things that you've achieved or improved is a big one. Improvement. So even if you're not where you think you need to be, what have you improved on? What have you gotten a little bit better at or a little bit closer to? I think this preconceived idea of where you should be at a certain age, like, where does that come from? Who's telling you what you should be doing at this age? Or has anyone actually told you, or you've just put that pressure on yourself for no reason? And I think a lot of it is societal norms maybe, and what's going on around you. So for me, my two best friends have a kid each, engaged. One of my friends bought a house. One of my friends is doing really well in her career. One of my friends just bought a fucking dog, and that's like the highlight of her life right now. And, you know, some of my friends are still figuring their shit out, and we're all the same age, right? We graduated all together. So my point is, I think a couple of things. Everybody is going to be at a different stage regardless of their age, but also everybody has different circumstances. So did they all have different goals? Were they all exposed to the same education, same partners, same parents, same upbringing, or whatever it is? That's why I think it's so important not to compare yourself to any other person, because everybody has, you know, I think everybody's capable of the same things. 100%. 100%. You are in full control of your life. So it's completely up to you what you do with it. But I think we need to take this pressure off ourselves about where we should be at a certain age or by a certain time. And when you're reflecting in these areas of your life and doing goal setting or reflecting on those goals, you know, for your health and wellness, your love life, career, whatever it is, I think it's really important to set the goals right in the first place. And I'll always go back to talking about values, because I think they're what makes your life work, and that's what the world revolves around. Quite literally in society is people's values. So what do you value in life? And I spoke about it in the last episode I uploaded. I have a whole episode on values, but to me, it's what do you need to happen, or what do you need to be doing to feel satisfied? What do you need to be doing, or what do you need to be working toward to feel accomplished or successful? When you're doing these goals and you're reflecting on your life, when you hit that certain age where you start having these anxious thoughts, when you're doing that wheel of life, when you're setting goals, it needs to be black and white obvious. And it's not based off someone else's success in that same area. That might not even be your goal or your journey or what you value or what you like, you know? So why are you comparing yourself to other people that might not want the same things as you? So yeah, you might be comparing your weight loss journey to someone else that's gone, like, lost 60 kilos and now fits in the size dress that you want. Like, so many different factors go into that, you know? Like, did they have help? Where were they training? What's their body type? What's their eating plans? Like, it's crazy. You should set your own stuff and reflect accordingly. So what I mean by that is, when you're setting these goals, let's say for health and wellness, it needs to be specific in terms of mindset, right? And your values. So what drives you in each of those goal areas? Health and wellness. I want to lose 10 kilos. Great. How will you know when you've lost 10 kilos? I will fit into a size 12 pair of jeans, or I will be 64 kilos when I step onto the scale. How will you know when you feel accomplished? Or how do you know when you're happy? This can be in other areas like love, for example. What are your top values or top priorities when you're looking for a life partner? You know, what hobbies or common interests or values would you share with that partner? And that should indicate where you'd probably meet them as well. And I think the point I'm trying to make here is, the more clarity you have around your goals and the more reflection you do on your goals and your life journey, I think it takes away from that unsettling, chaotic mindset of, what am I doing with my life? Like, I'm going nowhere. You know, all those really common thoughts, like negative, unhelpful thoughts that we get in our head. because we need to stop and think, well, we've actually probably done a lot by this age. We've actually probably done some incredible things and we've improved ourselves so much. I know that my friends that now have kids didn't spend the last 5 years on personal development like I did, but I obviously don't have a kid. So we're all the same age and we all have different successes in our life right now, but we've all spent time doing different things for what we value. Like I've said in my podcast before, growth is a huge value of mine. So of course I've spent majority of my time working on myself, and whatever they value, they've worked on as well. And obviously sometimes life is unplanned, and depending on what type of personality you have, you may not give a fuck about setting goals or reflecting or tracking, that kind of thing. But for me personally, I know that just organization, goal setting, and reflection all play a huge part in this lost, chaotic feeling that we get when we're entering our late 20s. I have to have a giggle because on TikTok the other day, I saw all these memes coming out about people in their late 20s like dancing, and then it goes to like this dark and ominous music, and it's like your 30s lurking around the corner staring at you. So relatable. I'm like, fuck, it's coming. The big 3-0. So yeah, it's super important just to fucking give yourself a break. Cut yourself some slack. If you don't know what the hell you're doing, that's okay. But spend some time figuring it out. And if you don't know, that's cool. Try some new things. You might find you haven't found your passion yet. Or if you feel like your life's going nowhere, the best place to start is understanding your top 5 values, because you will feel so much alignment, so much motivation, and such a clear mindset and a happy mindset when you're living in alignment with your values. And I could talk for hours on values, but it always comes back down to this: relationships, career. But in terms of having that lost mindset, values. If you did a reflection on your own wheel of life every 6 months, I promise you every area will be different every 6 months. So if you gave it out of 10, picture that color wheel in your mind. Each area you have to score it out of 10. Love life, career, health and wellness, or whatever else you want to put on there. Direction, lifestyle, whatever it is. Every 6 months, I promise you those scores will be different, because we can't give it our all in every single area all of the time. That's impossible. But I promise you that if you do things that are in alignment with your values, it will just come naturally. If love is a really big value of yours and you're with your soulmate and 2 peas in a pod and you've been together forever, I guarantee you probably don't have any concerns in your love life, because you're living in alignment with your values and who you should be with. If your highest value is health, and you're training 6 days a week and eating really clean, I promise you don't have any concerns about what the doctor's going to say when you visit them next. You know what I mean? So when you get these anxious thoughts of where am I going with my life, try to do something in NLP we call chunking down. So it's not your whole life you're worried about. It's not the complete direction of your life that's a mess. What area of your life in your wheel of life is your biggest concern that's giving you anxiety right now? Are you having doubt in your relationship? Do you not feel healthy or fit or confident in your own body? Do you not have the job that you want, or you can't get the promotion you want, or, something in career or education? Is one of your biggest values growth and you haven't been to a seminar for a while because of COVID? Or have you not read a new book and normally that's what stimulates you and gets you back on track? Yes, sometimes, especially leading up to these later years, we have these thoughts of, I haven't done anything with my life, I'm so far behind compared to everybody else. But, some simple things to remember: don't compare yourself to other people. What does your current wheel of life look like? And what specific area is it that you need to focus on? And what specific goals within that specific area do you just need to refine or change or get back on track? I promise you, it's like a domino effect with the wheel of life. If one of the areas falls out of place, and then maybe something else from another area, it just feels like the whole thing has gone chaotic and is falling apart. But in reality, I promise you, it's just a couple of things you need to fix, get some help, get back on track, change it, and get back to it. And I promise you, your life will be full of abundance and joy after that. You know, like, life is not meant to be perfect. Things will change continuously. Goal set and reflect, big one. But that values thing, really connect into the top 5 and just cut yourself some slack. You know, what have you achieved so far? What are you on track to achieving? And stop comparing yourself to everyone else, because every single person will achieve things differently at a different time, and everybody has their own life journey. Otherwise, you know, imagine meeting a stranger and exchanging stories and learning about each other. Imagine if we all had the same life experience. How fucking boring would the world be? I think it's okay, and I want to normalize having these thoughts, especially as we get older. And if we take away that number or the anxiety around turning a certain age, I think because we only associate a certain age with a certain life milestone according to the rest of society. Remember what I said, there's no rule around what you should be doing in your life at a certain age. So if you can take the negative association away from a number that's connected to a certain life milestone, imagine if that wasn't a thing. Like, imagine if you never had that concern or thought, then there would be no such thing as being anxious or worried about growing up and not being where you need to be. There is no fucking rule about where you need to be. So you wouldn't be anxious about it. So you shouldn't be. But I do want to normalize, it's okay to have these feelings. It's obviously how our brain works, and that's fine. But maybe if we use that little anxiety thought as a trigger to stop and reassess. So why am I feeling so anxious about growing up? What part of my life have I not accomplished what I want to accomplish? It's not the mindset of I should have done this by this age. It's, oh, okay, like, I'm feeling a little bit unsettled about this area of my life. How come? Did I even set a goal in the first place? Do I need to change something? Do I need to improve something or learn something or get back on track? Do I need to reach out to a mentor? Whatever it is. Use that anxiety or, you know, worrying thought of, oh, I'm getting older, to reassess your life. Reassess that wheel of life. Just get back on that horse, girlfriend. It's not the end of the world. It's just a refresher. You know, write down 100 things you're proud of or 100 things that you've accomplished. I don't know if I've said this on this podcast before or I gave it to a client, but I remember saying it. So sorry if I've already said it, but if not, here's a golden nugget for you. Write a list and title it 100 things I'm proud of for yourself. It could be minor things like I washed the dishes today, or I got out of bed today, or I lost weight, I finished my uni degree, I got a promotion, I got engaged, whatever the fuck it is. You learn how to change a tire. I don't know what you guys are proud of, but you see where I'm going with this. It's easy for us to sit here and go, oh, my life shit, it's going nowhere. I'm so worried about where I'm going in life, but I bet you haven't taken the time to sit down and think about what you've accomplished in such a short amount of time. A short amount of time. Think of that mindset. In hindsight, if you're in your late 20s, we actually have a long fucking way to go. But I get it's scary, but give yourself some credit for what you have done for yourself and other people in such a short amount of time. You're welcome. Shit, taking my own advice here. Tuning into my own fucking podcast. Anyway, guys, we are cranking on for time, so I'm going to wrap this up here. I really hope today's episode has helped you guys. A lot of the stuff I talk about, obviously, I have either gone through personally or I'm currently going through. So it's a little bit of therapy for you guys, a little bit of therapy for myself. But as always, I want to remind you guys that there is a Facebook group for this podcast. You can find it on my business page on Facebook, which I recently renamed. So let me get it for you. Just type in Jade Delpup, JAYDEDELPUP, which is my Facebook business page, and the group is linked in there called JD Remedy. Let's talk about it. So go on and request to join. Obviously, it's a supportive Facebook group. Everybody can join and chat, and I post episodes in there so you guys can ask questions or talk about it. If you need anything from me, you can reach out to me on Facebook as well. My Instagram is just Jade Delpup as well. You can find my business page link through there also. And I also have a YouTube channel, which is Jade Delpup as well. So y'all follow me on all of my social platforms. If you want, you're welcome to join the group. And if you need anything at all, please don't hesitate to reach out. I said in last week's episode, happy to take recommendations or help in any way I can. So holler at me. I'm always here to help. I did a disc profile the other day at work and said, I like to help people and I should be a coach. And I was like, well, I'm on track in life. So anyway, thank you so much for listening, guys. I really appreciate it. I love you guys so much, and I will see you next week. Bye.